Hello everybody, it's me, Charlie, and today I'm going to be answering your questions that you've asked me. Now I do want to let you know that this is a very lengthy video. You don't think you're going to hear me do a lot of talking. So I hope you're ready and enjoy the video. And it's a lot of questions, so let's get started. Okay. The first question, where am I from? I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, that's where I'm from. Okay? Alright. Let's see who else. I gotta go through my phone to answer these questions here, y'all. I'm trying to figure out where to go. Okay, this comes from Chanel from off YouTube. She said, hey Charlie, since you are a native of New Orleans, did you go back after Katrina hit? Yes, I did. I came back in October 2006. I came back about a year and, about a year and 2 months after Katrina hit. Okay, I was in Texas. I was in Houston, Texas for quite some time, and I moved back. So things didn't go so well in Texas, so that's why I'm back here. Actually, Hurricane Katrina was a very rough time for me and my family, and especially a lot of people in those Gulf Coast states, you know, especially Louisiana, New Orleans. And we left about 2 days before the storm, so we were well prepared for that, and we moved all over. And when I got back home, I nearly lost everything I had, and so my family members lost, some of them lost everything that they had, and it was a very bad time, and we were able to pick up after that and move on with our lives, and that's it. Alright, next question. Okay, this is from an anonymous person. Okay. How did you start your cooking show? Oh, that's very simple. My best friend, we were talking on the phone one day, and she said, Charlie, you ever thought about wanting to do like some cooking videos on YouTube to show people, you know, how to do this and do that? You know, you could do some videos. And I was like, oh yeah, I could, you know. I was pretty skeptical about it at first because I didn't want to release my recipes or anything like that. So I was like, it's not a bad idea. I said I'll start, I'll go ahead and record some videos and then go from there. So I recorded some videos, and one of those videos, my sweet potato pie, turned out to be the biggest video on my YouTube channel. And my first video I did was the crawfish pasta video. If you guys haven't checked out that video, you have to go all the way down. It's my very first video that I created on YouTube. That's right. And I think it was May 26, 2013 that I started this cooking show. So it's been 2 years. Yep. Oops, got a text. Well, let's get on to the next question. Alright, next question comes from Kenya Spinner off YouTube. It's my girl right there. Okay, her question is, where or whom did you get your inspiration from as far as cooking? How long have you been cooking? And lastly, would you consider doing a video on cooking tips? Okay, alright. Where or whom did I get my cooking from? Let's see. As far as inspiration goes, I'm going to say that I always tried to cook for myself ever since I was a little kid. I never really looked up to anyone or anything like that. I admired people's cooking. I liked their cooking. But as far as inspiration, I never really had an inspiration as far as cooking, because like I said, I always tried to cook for myself. Now as far as how long I've been cooking since, I always tried to cook for myself since I was a little boy. That's what my grandmother always told me. And when I was living with my mom, I used to make things like cornbread. I remember one time I made some spaghetti with red gravy, and the red gravy had hot dog wieners in it. I mean, I just learned how to cook from experimenting in the kitchen, trying all different types of things, even though I didn't know what I was doing. And then when I was by my grandmother's house, when I went to go move with her, I started learning more. She taught me how to bake, and I also learned how to make certain things through my grandmother, not just by her showing me, but by me watching her make certain things. And today I know how to cook certain things because of her. And also, two of the best cooks in my family, my aunt and my uncle, I learned how to cook from them also. Again, just by watching. They never really stood there and be like, oh, Charlie, do this, do that, you know. But they did tell me a few things, and I just watched them, and that's basically it. Now, as far as doing a video on cooking tips, yes, I can do a video on that, possibly in the near future. It's not that difficult. Actually, I'm going to be working on a video on doing like something like with a gumbo, like how to prevent your gumbo from spoiling, because I've been getting some emails, because some people have been afraid to make their gumbo because they're scared it's going to spoil. You know, of course, gumbo is expensive. So, yes, I wouldn't mind doing that. Now, I forgot to mention that as a child growing up, I remember me and my sister used to sit down and watch cooking together. We used to watch the cooking shows. We used to watch cooking shows like Justin Wilson, Julia Child, Mariana Spazzino, and Chef Paul Prudhomme. So, you know, cooking, I used to always like it. You know, I used to watch them make the good food, you know, and all of that. And that's it. Now, if I had to pick an inspiration as far as cooking goes, I would say my grandmother and my aunt and my uncle, because those are the three people that I learned how to cook from, and I wouldn't know how to do certain things if I didn't watch them or if they didn't give me any pointers or anything. So instead of saying, oh, I just cook for myself, what I'm going to say is I'm just going to say my grandmother and my aunt and my uncle. Alright, our next question comes from Mercedes off YouTube. Mercedes0602. Charlie, I adore you and your videos. What part of Louisiana are you from, and who taught you how to cook, and how did you learn? Okay, again, I'm going to say this again. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, and who taught me how to cook and how did I learn? Okay, again, like I said, it's a combination of certain factors. Of course, I learned how to cook on my own. My grandmother taught me how to cook and bake, and my aunt and my uncle, I learned how to cook just by watching them. You know, like gumbo. I learned how to make gumbo just by watching how my grandmother and my aunt and my uncle make it. And you know, I remember as a child, my uncle would fry his smoked sausage. He would fry it whole in a cast iron skillet, and he would make the roux and all of that stuff. I remember all of that stuff. And just like my grandmother, I remember she used to fix these nice pots of gumbo and have the seafood and everything in there. So yeah, I remember all of that. So yeah. But it's like I said, my grandmother and my aunt and my uncle are the three people that I learned how to cook from. And I also learned how to cook and bake through experimenting in the kitchen and doing things on my own, and I've made myself better as a result. And there you have it. Alright, now next question comes from Brown Sugar 979. I'm not laughing at the name, I'm just saying. Okay, what's your favorite weeknight meal to make? I love your videos. First thing, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Okay, again, the question was, what's your to-go favorite weeknight meal to make? Okay. Let's see. A weeknight meal. Some of my meals just includes, I'm a sandwich type person. Okay, I do like to make sandwiches, nice little sandwiches. I'm not going to say it's a meal, but it's something that it's my favorite to-go meal to eat on the week. If in case I don't like to cook, I just make my little sandwich, my 12-grain toast with my lettuce, tomato, and my little turkey, a turkey breast meat, and I'm good to go. And I also have my glass of water to go along with it. Now mind you, I don't drink sodas or nothing like that. This is all I drink. So that's my to-go meal for the week if I don't feel like cooking. But if I do, let me see. If I do, let's see. What's my favorite? I have too many of them. I have too many of them that I just can't pick one. I have several of them. I can't really pick it. I can't do that. It's just it's too many. If I pick one, I gotta pick the other. So no, I'll just stick with the sample, and that's a wrap. All right, next question comes from Sandra Welsh off YouTube. How you doing, Sandra? Okay, her question is, how old are you, and are those your real teeth? How old am I? How old do I look? 20 something, I bet. I'm actually 30 years old. Yes, I am 30, and yes, these are my real teeth. Okay, a lot of people say that I don't look my age at all, and I get compliments about my smile all the time. And I do look pretty good for my age, of course. And like I said, I take care of myself. I drink plenty of water, no smoking, no drinking, none of that stuff. And that's about it. Okay, this next question comes from an anonymous person, a person that don't want to be named. Okay. How do I stay so skinny? Well, there's a number of factors that play a role in me staying the size that I am. Now, of course, I'm 30 years old, and I've been out of high school for a while now. I'm the exact same weight that I was a long time ago. And this is my plan. I drink plenty of water. I don't really eat meat. I don't eat meat every single day. Not every day. I walk long distances. Actually, in the next 3 days, I have to walk about 18 miles. And I also run. I used to run track when I was in high school. I'm kind of inactive now. But walking is one of them. Eating right is another one. Again, staying away from sodas and stuff like that. As you can see, I have a glass of water here. That's all I drink. I haven't drunken a soda in about 10 years. I stopped drinking them when I was about 20. I started when I was 20, and I took baby steps. And by the time I turned 21, I was fully off sodas. And also, I try to stay away from fatty foods, fried foods. I only eat fast food about 1 to 2 times a year. Actually, it's almost the end of the year. So what I do is that the whole year, sometimes I go a whole year without eating fast food at all. And at the end of the year, I treat myself to something like a little fast food, like Wendy's. Wendy's my favorite, y'all. Wendy's my favorite. And now when I was younger, like when I was in my teens and my 20s, I didn't really care about all that, you know. I was eating fast food, but now I cut that completely off of my list. As I get older, I'm tending to cut down even more, especially on the processed foods and juices and stuff like that. I am drinking orange juice. I could deal with that for now, but as I get older, I'm going to be making my own orange juice. So as I get older, I'm taking more and more steps of being healthy, and also cooking from scratch. There is nothing like cooking from scratch. That also helps with maintaining the weight and everything. And like I said, with those processed foods and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff has a lot of fat, a lot of sodium. Yes, I do look at my labels when I pick them up. You know, I remember last year in 2014, you know the little frozen pizzas? Now pizza is my favorite food. I love pizza. And I used to buy the DiGiorno pizzas, the frozen DiGiorno pizzas, and I would eat the whole pizza in one day. That's how, I mean, really, I used to eat the whole pizza in one day. Well, last year I put it into that, and so far I went a whole year without eating a DiGiorno pizza, and I probably will never eat a DiGiorno pizza in a very long time. If it's not made from scratch, or maybe like from Domino's or something like that, even Domino's or Pizza Hut or anything like that, I wouldn't eat any pizza from them. But like I said, I'm cutting down on a lot of foods, especially like those processed foods. They are not really that good to eat. It's better to make your stuff homemade than to have it already made. So, like I said, cooking from scratch, the walking, the running, staying away from alcohol, smoking, drinking, eating the right stuff, all of that stuff plays a role in me staying the way that I am. And that's about it. Oh, wait, another thing. Let's say, for instance, like all the food that I cook on my cooking show, all of that food that you see on all those videos, I eat all of that by myself. If you don't believe me, I'm telling you, I eat it by myself. All the Thanksgiving food, everything, I eat everything by myself. But like I said, if I eat a large meal, if I eat a whole large meal, that's my only meal for the day. I'm not eating anything else. Because like I said, you don't want to eat too much. You want to watch your portions and everything that you eat. Okay? So that's what I do. If I go out to a fancy restaurant like Chili's or something like that and I eat a whole plate of food, and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll eat that whole plate and go the rest of the day, and I'll drink my glass of water and be happy. And I'll try to stay away from eating other things during that time. And that's about it. Okay, the next question comes from Candace Banks off YouTube. Hey Candace, how are you? Charlie, what meal would be appropriate to fix for someone new to Cajun/Creole food? Okay, when it comes to Cajun/Creole, one food that I would recommend you fix is the crawfish or shrimp pasta, because they're very simple to make. It's very few ingredients. Again, I have my crawfish pasta video. Make sure you check that out whenever you have time. It's all the way at the bottom, so make sure you check it out. Yeah, crawfish pasta is a very good video. It's very simple to make. Only thing you're doing is you're sauteing all of your seasonings, then you're adding your crawfish and you're letting that simmer, and you add your cream in there, let it get thick, add your Parmesan cheese and all of that in there, and then you add your pasta in there if you want to, and that's a wrap. Simple as that. And that's about it. That's the dish I recommend for people to fix, because it's easy. It's not that difficult. Alright, next question comes from Chevy Brown off YouTube. But that's my girl too. She responds to all my videos. Man, she's cool. Alright, her question is, Charlie, how about a jambalaya and pecan praline candy recipe? Y'all go with these recipe requests. Okay, due to my diet, this is what I have to say about these recipe requests. Due to my diet and all the things I've eaten from the cooking show and everything, I'm not trying to say I avoid it, but you know, I like to have my times when I like to take my break from cooking. But as far as the jambalaya recipe, I haven't fixed that in a long time, so if I would have to go back and try to remember some things to get back to that, to fix that. And the pecan praline candy recipe, that's going to be in the works in the near future, not right now at the moment. Like I said, I have to buy food for myself, and I got to cook food for the cooking show too, so that's spending money on myself and trying to spend money for that too. So a lot of factors play a role in the recipe request not being made right then and there. Okay, And you know, if somebody asks me, "Oh, Charlie, make a gumbo," and it's 100 degrees outside, I'm like, "Oh no, I ain't creating no gumbo recipe." You know, I might not even want gumbo. But yeah, like I said, the recipe requests, I do have all of them written down, and they will be in the works in the near future. So be patient, and it'll come. Next question comes from Taylor Simpson of YouTube. Hey Taylor, how are you? I would love to see a vegetarian or vegan soul food recipe. As of right now, I'm actually working on a vegetarian soul food recipe. I actually made some smothered okra without any type of meat in it, and it actually came out good. So that's in the works for a release real soon. I also have might be making a gumbo recipe. That's going to be real nice too. The vegetarian gumbo. That's going to be good too. But it's not going to be meaty or anything like that. It's going to be very simple. But like I said, it's in the works now. It's not necessarily written down on paper just yet. I'm working on it. It's going to be released sometime soon. Okay, next question comes from Josie. I think it's Josie or Jose Garber. That's another one of my subscribers right there, Lord. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm sorry I pronounced your name wrong. Okay, she has a few questions for me. Okay. Is there one dish you can never get tired of, or several dishes that I can never get tired of? Let's see. Pizza's one of them, because that's my favorite. I'll never get tired of eating that. I love it. I can eat it any time of the day. Morning, afternoon, evening, I can eat pizza. I never get tired of that. Also, roast is also one of my favorites. Roast is a favorite part of my holiday meal. I love it. I never get tired of that either. And that's about it. Next question. What would you make for a very special occasion for a small family dinner? Ooh, you wouldn't want to know that. It'll be like a holiday dinner if I did. I'll have like a roast, macaroni, stuffing, green peas, green beans, potato salad, stuffed bell peppers. Oh man, I have a lot of stuff. Talk about family occasion. I didn't just had the whole table sold out with food. Not to mention the dessert, 7-Up cake and apple, pecan, sweet potato. Man, I have the works if I invited somebody over for dinner. Oh yeah, love it. Okay, next question. Why is it so hard to make good home cooking meals that are small? I always end up eating way too much or having leftovers for days unless I freeze it. Okay. It all depends on the meal. Some meals require for you to add more ingredients and some don't. Like pork and beans and rice. Of course, if you're not making it from scratch, it's very simple to make. But it also depends on the quantities of those ingredients, you know. Like I said, like red beans and rice, pork and beans and rice, corn and rice, those meals are normally large meals, you know. They're large, quick meals that you could fix, and you know, and you could have it for several days. Now, if it was me, I would eat it at any time of the week, all week long. I eat it until it's gone, and that's it. Let's see. Alright, the next question is, have I ever thought of getting a P.O. box to share with my fans, or to have them send things? We watched the One Pot Chef, and he had a scare that somebody sent him a weird food item to try, so we understand. Okay, alright. This is what I have to say about the P.O. box situation. In the world we live in the society we live in, there are good people and there are bad people. Because I am on the internet, and because I am getting views on my videos, anybody can be watching my videos. You know, there's good people that's watching my videos, and they might have some not so good people. I'm not trying to say it's anyone, But how this world is today, I don't think I would do a P.O. box. Crazy things happen, and too many things going on. Okay, I would have to be really trusting in a person for them to send me something, you know. And like I said, how the world is today, I don't think that'll be a good idea. Somebody could send me a bomb and blow me up in here. So I don't know about that, you know. I'm very, very cautious about that type of stuff. You know, you guys shown your support through, you know, so many things, commenting and all that stuff, and then you have the donation thing going on too. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'll be the only thing. The P.O. box thing, I don't think I would want to do that. There's too many crazy people in this world today. Okay, next question comes from Veronica Sanders off Facebook. Hi Veronica, how are you? Her question is, what would you recommend to do, see, and eat, of course, in New Orleans besides the usual tourist areas? Okay, it's very simple. There's a few places you can go eat. There's this place in Mid-City, restaurant in Mid-City called Dookie Chase. It is one of New Orleans' oldest restaurants, and it is owned by one of New Orleans' legendary chefs, Leah Chase. And they have some very great food there. Actually, their fried chicken was voted best in New Orleans this year. There's also another place, I think it's uptown, called Willie Mays. They also have some great food there. Candy, pralines, Loretta's pralines. That's also in Mid-City. If you want a po' boy is like a Subway sandwich. You can go to Jean's Po' Boys. That's a popular local favorite among New Orleanians. And you can stop there and get a hot sausage po' boy or shrimp po' boy. Everybody likes that hot sausage po' boy. They love it. And also next door, while you're at it, after you pick up your po' boy, you can go to next door and get a daiquiri while you're ahead. And there's also another daiquiri location. There's several daiquiri locations throughout the city you can visit. And let's see what else. I don't want to go into the French Quarter or anything, but if you want some beignets, you can stop at Cafe Du Monde and get some beignets. And if you want to do a little shopping, you can stop at the Riverwalk. That a lot of locals go there too. And also, New Orleans is known for its festivals. Like, we have festivals nearly every month, and most people that go are locals. Like one of these festivals we just had called the Gretna Festival. You can go out there, check out some of the local acts, get and have good food at the same time. There's also another popular festival called the Jazz Festival. That's the main festival of New Orleans right there. It happens in the spring, between the end of April, beginning of May, and they have acts from all over the world, including local acts, and they have every last local food that you can find in New Orleans from A to Z. Gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish pasta, everything you can find under the sun at Jazz Fest. That's an amazing thing. And another place you can go visit is City Park. They have a museum and everything out there, a little park for the kids. And last but not least, there's another place that's far out in the east. We call it the Lake. You can actually, when you get your po' boy and your daiquiri, you can go out there with your companion or your kids, and you can actually go sit down on the stairs and have a nice view of the Pontchartrain. No, not Pontchartrain. Oh Lord, I can't remember. And you get a nice view of Lake Pontchartrain. That's right. And it is a nice, beautiful sight. It's far away from the tourists, and you can actually go out there, walk, take your jog, or anything like that, and just enjoy yourself. And that's it. Okay, next question comes from Candace Lachey Wilson. Hi Candace, how are you? Okay, her question is, me being from Lake Charles, Louisiana, I'm more Cajun. My dad is from New Orleans, which is Creole. Do you think our style of cooking is different? Well, it really depends on a number of factors, because everybody cooks different. Everybody cooks different. Like me, I cook different from my aunt, my uncle, and my grandmother. You know, it depends on what food you cook and how you cook it. You know, I mean, I can't say that both of them are different. You know, but when it comes to certain foods, you probably could label yourself, you know, as a Cajun or a Creole, because one person might. Your dad might add tomatoes to his gumbo, and that's considered a Creole dish, and he might do that. And you might do your gumbo without tomatoes, so you'd be considered somewhat of a Cajun cook, you know. But it all depends on what foods you cook that kind of determines that. Me, as far as me, I am a Cajun Creole cook. I cook Cajun and Creole. I mean, it doesn't really matter, you know. It's all the same. I ain't gonna say it's all the same thing, but it's literally, you know, they're both good. So I mean, you know, other than that, like I said, I'm a Creole Cajun cook, so that's it. It doesn't really, like I said, it doesn't really matter if it is. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Okay, next question comes from Kevin Thomas off of Facebook. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man? Or what's happening, Kevin? What's happening with you? In my New Orleans voice. Alright, this is what he said. Hey Charlie, congratulations on your success and welcoming us all to be a part of it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. And his question is that he's looking for a cake. He's looking for a homemade caramel cake recipe. All the homemade caramel frostings he's ever tried were either too sweet or didn't have the right flavor. I look forward to your answer and wish you nothing but the very best. Kevin, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your compliments. Thank you. Now, to answer your question, I'm kind of selfish when it comes to releasing my cake recipes, because I do make my cakes and I sell them. So, but this is what I'll do. I'll give you the recipe. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it doesn't hurt to give that to you. And the frosting, my frosting for my caramel cake is real good. Has a little hint of caramel without too much flavor and too much sweetness. Because if you probably have to do is you have to make a buttercream recipe, but make it a little bit less sweet. Don't add too much confectionery sugar, because caramel already has sugar in it already. So yeah, I'll send you the recipe when I get a chance. It'll be soon though. Won't be right away. Okay. All right. Okay, next question comes from Jennifer Veray off Facebook. I hope I pronounced your name right. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Okay, her questions are, will you one day produce follow me around videos in New Orleans as you shop for your cooking videos? And also, what are your favorite places in NOLE, and can you take pictures or video of them? Okay, I've done a little bit of that in the past as far as follow me around videos. I've done that in the past. But as I said, I haven't really been doing them much. I haven't done it in a long time, actually. And yeah, I can do videos, follow me around videos. I'll probably work on that next year. I actually have a video that I can that I've recorded. It's a follow me around video, but it's during one of the festivals. I went in and recorded all of the places you can go eat and the stages and everything. So I might actually work on that video and release it probably early next year. Okay, what are my favorite places in NOLE? My favorite place. I don't really have a favorite place because I'm so used to being in the city. I mean, I know what a French Quarter is and everything else. I could say the supermarket is one of my favorite places since I'm there all the time. Walmart and Winn-Dixie and all those other places. Because that's where that's where I literally go shop at. So shop for food basically. And can I take pictures and video of them? Sure, I can. Sure, no problem. I can do that. But you know, as of right now, I haven't made a video like that in a long time. So Okay, next question comes from Erin Robertson on Facebook. Hi Erin, how are you? Her question is, what do you do with your leftover turkey meat and carcass? Okay, what I do is, lately for the past couple of holidays, I take my turkey, whatever I have left over, the legs or the wings and all of that, I put it in the freezer bag and I just put it in the freezer and eat it whenever I want to. And also when I take my turkey drippings out of the pan, I put it in a little small container and I just put it in the freezer, and I might use that to make a gravy or something like that. And that's really it. And also for my ham, a holiday ham, I take my ham, whatever I have left over, I take it and I make a nice pot of red beans with that. I'm actually going to do a video on that real soon. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, next question comes from Jessica Corpus. She says, hi Charlie. Hi Jessica, how are you? Okay, her question is, I want to make my own fruit cake this year for Christmas, but I want to I want to have a fresh cake texture rather than a store-bought heavy fruit cake. Do you have any recipe suggestions you can send my way? Appreciate any tips. Okay, as far as fruit cake goes, I hate fruit cake. I do. When I was a child, my grandmother used to have that, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? Or I used to, because she used to have it in a little plastic, and I'm like, oh my god, what is this? It's just so, it was just so nasty to me. But now that I'm older, I might actually try to make one, and I actually make it with a little candy instead of having a whole lot in it. And but if you want a cake texture, then you must not want that much candy in the fruit cake. I wouldn't want to either. That's too much for me, because a lot of it be stuffed with all that candy. It's just too much, you know. I can understand what you probably want the cake to be a little bit lighter. If you want it to be a little bit lighter, add less candy, you know. And actually before Christmas, because I actually saw it yesterday when I was at the grocery store, I saw the little candy at the store, and I think I'm going to go ahead and purchase that, and I'm going to make not a candy cake, oh my god, a fruit cake, yeah. I'm just going to make a fruit cake possibly before Christmas, and it may have a little bit less candy in it. So be looking out for that, Jessica, and thanks for your participation. Okay, next question comes from Betty Tolbert off Facebook. Hi Betty, how are you? Her question is, well, this is what she says. Hi Charlie, I want to know, where do you get your seasoning? Because where I'm from, they don't have much. For example, the Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic is hard to find. Can I order it online? I have seen the Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Do you have any alternatives to seasoning? Okay. To get the seasoning, Chef Paul Prudhomme's seasonings, you're going to go to www.chefpaul.com, and on there you can purchase his seasoning. Actually, you can get 4 in a pack. You can get the Seasoning Magic, the Poetry Magic, the Meat Magic, and what else? I can't remember the other one. But you can get 4 of his seasonings in a package for $8. $8.46, I believe. Just go in there and check it out and see. Because the price that I would pay for a little small canister, they normally sell them at Walmart, but the price I would pay for a little small canister is like $3. So if I buy 3 of them, it's $9. So it's much cheaper to go on to www.chefpaul.com to get those seasonings. Remember, it's 4 in a pack, so you can't beat that with a stick, I'm going to be honest with you. And the alternatives to seasoning, you can either use McCormick's poetry seasoning or any. And for seafood, I'm quite sure there's seafood seasonings out there. I'm not sure if they're, I don't think that they are better than Chef Paul Prudhomme's seasonings, because of course he's one of the best cooks in the world. Yeah, but you want to go again, you're going to go to chefpaul.com and purchase those seasonings. You get 4 in a pack for like $8.46, I believe. So that's very cheap. Actually, I'm going to go shop on that too, because I've been going to Walmart spending $3, $6, $9, $12, $15 for all these seasonings. Like, man, so it's much cheaper to go on. And that's it. Alright y'all, that's it. I don't have no more questions. This is it right here. I hope you all enjoyed this lengthy video. I hope you all have all the answers to the questions that you've asked. And thank you all so very much for your participation. I really appreciate it. And in the future, I'll be looking forward to releasing more videos just like this one. So until then, take care, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.